lazy summer's day in southern England. Here in the beautiful Hampshire countryside, it's business as usual for a steam train of the Mid-Hants Railway. Alresford, a picturesque town near Winchester, is a popular haunt for tourists. Its tranquil backwaters flow past oldie-worldy cottages, eventually tumbling down to the famous watercress beds. It's these wet meadows that give the Mid-Hants Railway its name, the Watercress Line. Alresford Station is the headquarters of the railway and where the line begins. It's here that passengers join the train for the 3-mile eastward journey to Ropley. Steam trains first came to Ropley in 1865. In the following decades, the station bore witness to the golden age of steam travel. Tragically, soon after its centenary, the station and the railway it served was closed by British Rail, the station having been reduced to little more than a halt. The Preservation Society transformed all that, and by April 1977, Ropley had been restored to its pre-1922 condition. Furthermore, the yard was relaid and the passing loop reinstated, and an engine shed erected. The operational engines are kept at Ropley. In the summer of 1981, they were West Country class Bodmin and a mixed traffic U-class engine, 31806. With the exception of the general manager and the shed master, all the workers are volunteers. You've got to be keen to get up at dawn and shift coal. Like a beautiful woman, an engine will only emerge after hours of fastidious grooming. If it moves, polish it. Once again, the volunteers set to with a will. Underneath, above, and don't forget the coaches behind. Restored engines awaiting routine repairs include an austerity ex-army engine, Errol Lonsdale, and an N-class locomotive 31874 built in 1925. This Drummond T9 from the National Railway Museum is on loan to the S15 group, who are restoring their own engine at Ropley. The T9s were built in 1899 for the London South Western Railway and were known as Greyhounds. 31806 comes off shed, ready for its day's duties. Operational steam engines are always popular with the public, both travelling passengers and onlookers who enjoy watching them ply their trade up and down the line.
The train that I'm riding is stately as a queen. It doesn't need no diesel, 'cause it runs on coal and steam. And isn't she a beauty when she goes sailing by? Oh, listen to those pistons and watch those cinders fly. Don't need no diesel when I got steam. They say you're dead and gone, you're an old has-been, but there's something kind of special about a train that runs on coal. And have you seen folks' faces when the mighty engines roll? Steaming down the levels, will we ever see their lives again? Singing round the banking, yes, there's nothing like a train. A steam train. Come to the country, see what you'll see. People working on a big locomotive, people like you and me. People stoking boilers and people tapping wheels. The steam building up in the country, in the green old Hampshire fields. And it isn't just for history, and it isn't just for fun. It's just to show the whole darn world how a railway should be run. And it isn't just for history, and it isn't just for fun. It's just to show the whole darn world how how a railway should be run. On steam, on steam, on steams, on steam.
Unlike Rockley, Alresford was left largely intact when British Rail departed, with the exception of the goods yard. The original signal box at Alresford still remains in working order in the capable hands of the Signals and Telegraph Department, who take their jobs very seriously. The instruments and lever systems are as functional today as they were at the turn of the century. Polish is lavished everywhere. Behind the signal box lies the buffet coach, where the food is good enough for the staff to eat. It usually dispenses tea and cakes, but the railway intend to expand into full mobile catering in a recently purchased restaurant car. But light refreshments will still be in demand.
Can I help you?
Or, if you can choose wisely, you can picnic outside on a sunny day. The station is being redeveloped to offer future customers better facilities. These will include a larger shop and an invalid toilet. To maintain the character of the existing architecture, the Society purchased the redundant station at Lyme Regis, dismantled it and transported it to Alresford to provide suitable materials for the project. The extra facilities are needed. On a good day, over 2,000 people will come to enjoy the atmosphere of a steam train departure.
Hurry along, please. Hurry along, please.
And it isn't only the cars that need direction. The ticket office is a far cry from today's characterless travel centres. Intercity with air conditioning. As departure time approaches, there's that special anticipation peculiar to a steam train beginning its journey. The Lady Guard would have had no locomotive to ride behind if it wasn't for an enigma in South Wales. Woodham Brothers scrapyard at Barry Island is the source for most of the locomotives on the Midhants, all of which were purchased in a derelict condition.
Those really were trains, with the steam and the steel and the smoke and the sparks and flames. Those really were trains, but they've gone, gone, never see them again. Leaving Snow Hill on a cold frosty morning, and one light working through the countryside, singing in the nighttime, can't you hear them calling? They're steaming down a grade and fairly busting out with pride, those beautiful steam trains I used to ride. Those really were trains, with the steam and the steel and the smoke and the sparks and flames. Those really were trains, but they have gone, gone, never see them again. But they have gone, gone, never see them again. Yes, they've gone, gone, never see them again.
31806 is one of the many to be rescued from Barry and transformed into a gleaming, living machine. It can take anything up to 5 years and much arduous work to restore an engine to its former glory. At the bottom of Ropley Yard, the raw materials of locomotive preservation await their turn. Any weekend throughout the year, the railway is a hive of activity, with volunteers at times seemingly dwarfed by the size of their projects. Age is no bar. No sex. If you can handle a file, you're in. And they believe in starting them young. The shed is a huge workshop. Engines lie side by side, being overhauled and restored. Coaches are renovated as well. This pre-war one is for eventual use by the disabled and their partners. Wide doors and open plan interior make it ideal for wheelchairs. Finance for these many projects relies largely on the sales stands, which sell anything from books to honey. Locomotives and rolling stock are only part of the infrastructure of a railway. Volunteers need to be recruited to cut trees, paint buildings, or tighten fish plates. The scope is enormous. You can set fire to Hampshire, dig holes and drive a dumper truck, or avoid a hernia with a steam crane. The railway's plant includes a ballast tamper, which was bought along with many other items of redundant equipment from British Rail. It doesn't matter how limited you think your skills are, you can be sure there's a job somewhere that can be found for you on the mid-hats. You don't have to be Popeye to do every task. More subtle human qualities are just as much in demand.
£500 first prize. All the prizes, cash prizes. £50 third prize, £200 second prize. Support the Alton extension.
Arthur Beattie sold over 2,000 tickets in a season towards extending the line to Alton. The track from Ropley was lifted in March 1976. 1981 has seen the start of the railway's campaign to reinstate the line and restore the connection with British Rail. At the once badly vandalised intermediate station of Medstead and Four Marks, volunteers have already started work. The land between Alton and the present railhead has been purchased. The task now is to prepare the way and lay the track. Hopefully, it won't be too many years before trains once again continue eastwards from Ropley. Until then, they'll have to flex their muscles on the existing line. To railwaymen, a journey over the Mid-Hants was known as going over the Alps. How many trains must terminate at Ropley before they will once again conquer the Alps to Alton? And maybe Waterloo?